Hey,
Road trip with Newt Collier.
Yahoo! Hello. Say that again. Are we really going on a road trip with the Newt Collier?
We are going on a road trip with some. Okay. Let's try that again. We are going on a road trip with Newt Collier.
Yes, and do we love Newton?
We love Newton. And he's going to take us to see all the places. He's going to take us to see James Brown, where James Brown played, where his house was when he was here. He's also going to take us to where Little Richard grew up, and many other Macon attractions.
I can't wait.
I know, Mary.
Okay, see you on the road.
You didn't sleep last night, did you?
I was tossing and turning. Sarah, you stay in one position the entire time.
And Mary, are we at the right house?
I thought it was his house, but he's not coming out, is he?
No. Newton, we have you some brownies.
Newton.
Ourselves.
Gotta put it down now.
Okay, hold on. We are at the corner. This was not the right house. We are at the corner of Winton and the very first right on the, hold on, let me get out and go see what the name of the road is. See, Mary said she did. Okay. Oh, just come down. Okay, I know what you mean. We'll come down one more block. We'll be right there. Yeah, I know. It's Mary. It's my friend Mary's fault. We'll be right there. Okay. She is in the big city. Already lost. Hold on. I gotta go shut the door. Then we'll be right there. Hold on. Oh my God. Okay, Newton. We don't want you standing out in the middle of the street. Where are you? No, we haven't even moved yet. Okay. We're coming. We're coming. All right, you'll see you in a minute. What's the name? Hey, Newton, what's the name of the road that you're on? Okay, we'll be right. Alrighty. Okay, hold on. Let me tell you if we're going the right way now. Yeah, I do see. Right straight ahead. We'll see you. Here we come. Bye.
Are we on our way yet, Sarah? You're taking
Mary.
so much time.
Where the hell? Yeah.
Hit your horn.
Wow, who's in there?
Barbara's been by his home.
Is that his wife? No,
Doris.
Doris was his wife. Who's Barbara?
I see colors. Okay, tell us about this.
Okay, we over in the middle of Macon, really called like Cherokee Heights. And this is Percy Welk's house here. This is where he lives. Okay, Percy had something going on in the back here. He had off the top records back in here.
Oh.
This is his little record company back in the back. And that time he would bring like people, he booked Eddie Kurt and hey, people like that. He would come in and he would do the business with them back in the back here. I'm quite sure Little Richard been through here. Barbara, it's me! She doesn't know I'm out here.
Barbara, who's Barbara? Just a friend of yours?
That's the daughter.
Daughter of Percy Welk?
Talk, she know I'm here. That was the recording place.
That is so cool.
Mm-hmm. It was just once a little shed and he just made the recording studio out of it.
Wow.
This is his yard. Really would do sometime during the summer. Hey!
Hey.
She's shooting a video. It's right next to that.
Hold on. What did you say? What did you just say?
Okay, before Otis Redden died, he decided to move his mother over to to a much better units of projects at the time, which were right next door over here.
Oh,
This is where he bought his dad a brand new car that he really always needed and wanted. That first unit that one right there, 52 unit, right there, is where he was.
where
It was where his daddy lived. Sometimes Moses would come out and hang out over here with the guys. You know how that was? That's very popular for the kids. What happened is we're at the house of Peyton. Peyton grew up in Tyndall Heights, and his dad was named Marshall Coswell, and there was a time where they did a little better than most of them. Marshall was so like the maitre d' at the Elks Club, so he made a nice little money. So he came here in this side of town, which is the Unionville side. He bought the property on the highest point of Unionville, as you'll see when we go over in what we call the village. And as a kid, we used to come to the hike over here just to hang out with all the Coswell brothers. And this is just the way he gets in. He's in here somewhere. Hey! Hey! There he is over here. I'm sorry.
Wait a minute, what is this?
Come on in here.
can I go straight,
Welcome,
Sarah?
welcome. Aloha kakahia. Whoa.
Wait, we'll tell you about it before we use it, I promise.
Okay, good, good.
I'm Sarah.
Sarah, how you doing?
This is my friend Mary.
Mary, my pleasure.
Hello.
We're with the ambassador.
He is. He is quiet as is kept.
Hey, I'm Sarah.
But a prophet is never hunting in his own land, you know, and they don't know who he is. They don't know who he be.
We're gonna try and make him famous.
You want to go next door for a minute?
Okay.
Okay. This is my nephew, John. He's a
Hey,
fireman for the
John.
Macon Fire Department.
Nice to meet you.
Yes. Well, I'll be dog. Look at here. During the holiday season, leave it to Newton.
We've learned.
Today is after
December
Pearl Harbor. I know that much.
Yeah.
December the 7th.
December the 10th.
I know, but
What
I'm just saying.
happened,
Pearl
what happened on
Harbor.
a Sunday 42 years ago?
42
At
years
3
ago.
o'clock, in fact.
Around here?
It was in Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh, Otis went down.
Mm-hmm. Had
Oh,
not
yeah.
seen nothing in the paper.
No, you won't
Haven't heard
see.
anything.
These people in
I
this
went on the
place,
internet.
They
It's
don't keep
all
up,
in
man.
Memphis.
They don't keep up.
There was a visual last night in Memphis.
Wow. Well,
AC did something on his show.
Well, I remember the day.
Mm-hmm.
It was a sad time.
I remember exactly
Because
where I
all of
was.
us, we loved Otis. We knew him. And we didn't just associate with him. We knew him.
Right.
And for him to just go like that, especially when he was getting ready to leave Phil Walton and do a lot of other things independently,
Right.
and I was going to be a part of that
I was
songwriting
gonna get to
thing.
that.
Yeah.
Tell about your days going to Polo Stadium.
You talking about when we were growing up?
Right.
The band, the Bella Hudson band and all that?
Right.
Oh, it was outrageous, man, because all of us knew each other. We knew each other's families. We knew each other's grandmamas or
That's
whoever. You know, and we came out of the same area. We all grew up together.
That's true.
But Porter Stadium was something else during that time.
Right.
And especially during this time of the year, it was good and cold. And we were all in the band together. And we were having a good time living here in Macon, Georgia, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot of historical things have happened here, but it's just slept on. People don't realize that this is really the music capital.
Right.
Cleveland just got the money up, but this is the music capital. The beat that came out of this area is like no other beat that I've ever heard, and I've been somewhere everywhere, and you know that.
Right.
So this place has been just slept on, and people that are in control, from the Macon City Council to whomever, they don't know what has transpired here. They don't even know about Peyton Place.
Right.
That's the quietest thing that's been kept around here.
Okay, explain Peyton Place to me.
Peyton Place was one jazz private key club, and you had to be a member at 478 Poplar Street in the 60s. And any musician you could think of used to hang out there, because I used to open every day at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we would stay open until 2 o'clock in the morning. But Peyton Place was a place that everyone could come. It was a jazz club. And I'm talking about for real. I'm not talking about no imitation jazz club. But you could hear John Coltrane or Miles Davis or Wes Montgomery or whomever. It was being played there in Peyton Place. But no one knows about it here. In fact, I tried to tell that Timley on the city council, you want to change the face of Unionville, then think about, just because he's my father, and I said, his name is Marshall Carswell. Mm-hmm. My father was an ambassador of goodwill around here. He knew the white people, he knew the black people.
Right.
He hired a lot of people. He worked out at the Macon Else Club on Mulberry Street. But they don't know anything about him on city council, because all of those guys came out of either South Macon, even Marion Parish lives here in Unionville, but look at this place.
Right.
Nothing has happened here, and it could easily happen. Things could happen here. You know, we could have places for old people, condos where people got an interest in the community, and then you won't have all this violence and all these other things that are happening here.
Speaking of violence, what do you remember about, let's say around 70, 71, when we had the protests and marches and everything, and Ronnie Thompson?
Well, you know, I wasn't here. I was in Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't here during that time.
Okay.
And I'm glad I wasn't. Because
Yeah.
when I came back into this mainland, I met a lot of guys in California that say, well, you stayed out of here just enough time, because wasn't anything really happening but those kind of things. Although during the 60s, we were all involved.
Right.
Because we all believed in equal rights for every human being. It wasn't just black folks or white folks, you know. It's a God-given thing that not civil rights, but human rights. Mm-hmm. You know, that's what we're all about. I know I'm still about human rights, even today. So the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, I left here in 68. After Otis died, it was time for me to go. You know, I couldn't make it on Poplar Street down there. People breaking all in the buildings, breaking all through the walls of the buildings and robbing us. And it was just time to go and expand myself, because I didn't know anything. I was a little dumb boy from Macon, Georgia. I didn't wake up till I got to California. You know. Now, oh boy, it's a whole world out here, you know.
Right.
All kind of religions and everything else. And it's a church on every corner, by the way, around here. And if this is the case, why are the conditions like they are?
Amen.
A church on every corner. It just doesn't seem like it's
Shouldn't
right.
there be a youth program going on with the ministers?
Not only,
I forget about that.
Not only that, let's feed these people.
That's right.
Train them. You could have shoe shops where you train them how to make shoes. Here it is in America. We don't even make shoes. They're making them in China. We could be making them right here in Macon, Georgia. You got all these young bucks around here, all this energy, and what do? They think the only way they can make it is through selling drugs. That's not the way to do it, because that easily come, easily go. All money is not good money.
That's true.
But you could train these kids up, man, give them a sense of pride, where they're making things. I could teach them how to make hats and things myself. I could teach them how to grow food easily. But I've been here now 22 years, and I haven't ever had but one volunteer, and that's him. I thought for sure I would be teaching the old people how to grow things organically. I thought for sure I would be teaching kids how to do it. In Hawaii, little boys like this, man, they're studying diesel mechanics and all those kind of things. Here, I can't get them interested in anything. If it doesn't have drugs at the end of it, it doesn't work, because they can't make that fast money. But it's not about fast money. It's about consistency. You know?
Oh, yeah.
If you could just train them up to do something very positive, constructive, building things, doing things with their hands, or using their minds, or teach them meditation, or teach them whatever it takes. But you got all this energy we're losing, and we've been losing it for years and years and years. And you got 15 people sitting down on city council talking about what? Arguing with each other, when we could be taking care of the old people, and we could be educating the young people. That's
it. That'll be the city.
Have two places. In Monroe County, I got 2 acres under.
Can I walk down here?
Yeah, yeah. But within here, you got pear trees, you got plum trees, you have pomegranate trees.
Wow.
And usually I have collard greens, but you know, and then I usually have the collard greens that grows in the wintertime, are the little small ones. See, all that's for the winter. These are the collard greens that were planted in March. Collard greens will last up until Christmas time when they start seeding out. But if you plant the winter crop, it'll go on to time for you to plant again. And that's like February or March. I try to do it in a water sign. You know, when Taurus, Pisces, Scorpio.
That's when you plant?
Yeah, I do it all during the water signs of the fourth fertile. So usually I have pears, pecans, turnip greens, you know, which I got to start planting again.
You gonna eat that, Newt?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's get that.
See, it's a turnip. You see, it's like this is how I come off the tree. It's just a turnip in the root. And you boil these down. And that's what
I gotta find you a bigger root.
Can I walk here? No.
Yeah, well,
I can? Where you are?
yeah.
But I usually have pomegranates, those big plums. All these are pomegranate trees, but you know, in the wintertime they go back. Then by March they'll come back. But pear trees,
What'd you say?
and this is a really good pear tree too. Those delicious. I can't think of the name of them right
With greens in the back.
now. I've been feeding this soil now for years and years and years.
You've been feeding?
The soil. You plant pecan leaves or pecan leaves, as they call them around here. Like 40% nitrogen in those leaves. And you till them under, till them under, and till them under. Then pretty soon you have dirt like that. You know, and then you can grow anything you want to grow. I usually have turnip greens in here. Then I do the collard greens, zucchini squash, yellow squash, and whatever else I can do in food. So pears, these are
Great.
all these are big ones.
It's not bad.
Now this is the winter crop right here of these collard greens. All these are winter greens. I'm just letting them go wild now, right now. And they're all down in here. But you never know how things might work out, you know. I know when I was in Hawaii one time, all the stores were empty. I was doing that at all embargo in Jimmy Carter's, you know. You couldn't find nothing in the stores. So all these years I've been preparing and just preparing for whatever might jump off, and anything still can. Oh, this is an apple tree here. It's an apple tree. That's a pecan tree back of you there. All those are pear trees. I got about 7 or 8 pear trees in here. Even in the wintertime, they have pears sometimes in the store. But these are real nice pears. I wish you could see them when they really, really are happening. Yeah, all right, you found one. I knew that. You've been hanging out with me too much. You're usually better than that, though.
You see how the green gets? You see how it gets from one side to the other? You can see
That's
the
great.
You see the growth in it. That was even better.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
okay,
better.
that has a little buggy thing
Oh,
on it.
yeah. Tell you what I do. I cut it with my knife.
You have to cut it. There's no
You sure?
pesticide. Yeah, it's
no,
I know.
organically grown.
Yeah,
Everything
organic.
out here. No chemicals. I don't believe in it.
This is good, Mary.
Okay. What?
Another person that we could be
And
on.
another guy named Cloud Morgan. He's
Yep.
on the truth.
Where is he?
He's around.
I haven't seen him for a minute.
Cloud just happened to be an Australian white man.
Yeah, well, wow.
Just happened to be.
Yeah, right.
He knows his enough.
He knows. He's a very wise man.
Well, we've had.
Oh, they don't know.
They don't want to know.
They don't want to know. They want to forget it.
Yeah, but if you forget it, you're not.
Yeah.
You're gonna find yourself back.
It's all right now. You know, we are doing all right because I can go into the Hilton downtown now, and I can do this and I can do.
See, that was the
Well, what about?
that was the premise.
Yeah.
That was the premises of them doing that 59 reunion with Tom Johnson.
I know. The man bought him for $10,000.
Thank you.
He bought him for $10,000. He came in here and spent that money in there. Oh, you know, we were here, and this is what he said, and this is what he did. And things are worse than they ever been, even
Thank
in
you.
the civil rights struggle.
And why are they worse? Tell me what's worse.
You,
Intelligence and ignorance, the lack of knowledge. That's what it is.
they know nothing of the past.
They know nothing of the past, and they don't know nothing of the present.
And
Darn
definitely
sure
gonna
don't know about
the
no future. No.
This is it for them.
Is it not true in the bank of life? Is it not good the investment that surely pays the highest and most cherished dividend? John Coltrane.
That's right.
Ooh, say that again.
Is it not true in the bank of life? Is it not good the investment that surely pays the highest and most cherished dividend? A love supreme. John Coltrane.
I'll put that
Okay.
out.
You remember what?
The Afro shop was down on 5th Street. There was a lot of black businesses. Most of us congregated down that way. And I remember the bus situation. We had to ride like in the back of the bus in that day. We could ride where we wanted to ride, but I think we just automatically went to the back.
Right. You had to go behind that line. You take that back door line.
Exactly, yeah. I remember when that was black and white bathroom on Robbins Air Force Base. They had a color and they had a white.
Right.
And that was 1968.
1968.
That's crazy.
But it's really changed from that period of time on, you know. I like your camera. That's a good camera, yeah, good camera.
That'd be during Ronnie Thompson.
Ronnie Thompson carrier, yeah, they say he had a machine gun, and of course, you know, we never did see it, but we always suspected he did. But basically, we've come a long way since the 60s.
We're in town trying to film a documentary about. I grew up in Macon, but I haven't lived here since I went off to college.
I've been there all my life.
Yeah, you have.
All my life, yeah. I've seen quite a bit of changes.
You have seen
Yeah,
changes.
sure
Yeah.
have, yeah.
So we're trying to film a documentary about the Macon and music and the civil rights movement and how music sort of helped everybody
He's also a
get
musician.
together. Oh, you are?
Now he and I played in the high school band together, trumpet.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Yeah.
And I used to go see Otis Redding down to Douglas Theater, James Brown. That was sort of like the teenagers for Saturday morning. They had a place to go because a lot of times we weren't allowed to go out late on that night because of the situation at that time, being at the time of era it was, you know. But we all enjoyed it.
Now, is that with Hamp Swain's show down there?
Hamp Swain he had a show. He was the main disc jockey. Hamp Swain, a satellite popper. There was a guy had a car on in the morning. Who was that? I remember some of this.
Big Saw.
Big Saw, right, that's who it was,
Big
yeah.
Saw.
He woke you up in the morning with a cow moved. So, sure did.
Y'all can call him promoting Bolton's milk.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, that's what it was. Yeah. And a lot of us had to walk to where we were going because we didn't have cars in that day and time. Of course, kids now got cars. You know, it's 5-6 cars in a family. You know?
Right. We did good.
Amazing.
You did good to have one car in the block.
Sure did. Yeah. And ironically, this is my mother's house here, and this is where I graduated. When I was in 12th grade, I graduated. I was living here, and the guy next door, I used to ride back and forth to school with him, because he's since passed. But
You carpool.
yeah, carpool. Well,
Because it's a crack house.
Too
I
much
mean,
crap.
wait a minute. I got to ask you. Little Richard was the biggest thing Macon had.
Right.
He was the king. He was the reason, the architect, and the reason that rock and roll got its start. And this is how we're protecting the house?
Right. And we now have, right to the left, we have Little Richard Park, which is under the auspices of the city. See it?
Where's the park? Show us where the park is.
I'm going to the park now. You're now entering the park.
Wait, Newton, this is the piece of land that is adjacent to Little Richard's house. It's completely empty. It's a sliver, right? It's a sliver of land.
Right?
This is a
Really officially the Little Richard Park?
This is it.
this is a
No
park.
plaque. There's nothing on
Oh my
there.
God.
I'll tell you what it is. Unbelievable.
Maybe the groundhogs moved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this, you say, is now a crack house.
Right.
Little Richard's house.
It's a crack house. Yeah.
So we can't go in.
And this park is big enough to keep a small dog in.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Wow.
They had a big thing with the city. They came along and said, we're going to do this and do that, and this is as far as it's gotten.
This is as far as the Little Richard house has got in terms of getting it fixed up.
Right.
Wow.
Brown manager.
Should we get out, Mary?
I'll get out, yeah. This
Okay,
is,
and then Nate can tell us. Yes.
This is the house that belonged to Clint Pratt. Clint was came here as a barber / bass player. And he became the manager of Little Richard, James Brown, and back in the 50s he booked a lot of shows and became one of the biggest booking agents for both Theo Walden. He died in 79, maybe 80. And when he got sick, James Brown came back and picked him up. This is the man that put James Brown on the map. And James Brown came here because Little Richard was a father of Clint Bradley. And Clint Bradley was, when Little Richard left, he had to go get someone, so he went and got James Brown. So he also booked the Five Royals, Hank Ballard, the Midnighters. He had a group called the Flames, which he put with James Brown. And a lot of local talent. His biggest thing was bringing in a lot of acts to the city auditorium back in the day. Look, this is the studio, this is Capitol.
Now, was this?
This is the main office. This is, in fact, the whole shebang.
And then what did they have down on Broadway?
Okay, on Broadway was the new studio. That's something came after all of this. This was here originally, back in the 60s. And Red Wall Music was on one of these little things here. You see it. Wall Music, which at that time was a glass door.
for Red Wall Music?
Yep, and up here was Phil Walden Artists and Promotions. And all that was up here.
Newton, explain what Red Wall Music. It was a combination
Combination
of
of Otis Redding and Phil Walden. A guy who you can see in there now, if he wanted to. I know the roof is probably falling in right now. Yes, it has.
great, actually. Yeah.
I'd be thinking about window glass.
Yeah, that's what we don't want to see ourselves. Yeah. All right, so this is the Walk of Fame. So far, I only see 3 names on this sidewalk, and that's Hamp Swain, Otis Redding, and Little Richard. There's so many others.
There are so many others. One of the things that hurts is people come out here and see only these and they think this is it. That, like you said, there's so many others, but I don't know why they dug this. Being the premier theater it is, we have people from the Chitlin Circle, people that made the music. So I can top off the top of my head name 20 people that should be having something down here to honor them, so that family can come through here and say, well, this is where my relative gets his operation from, or something like that. And the most prominent thing I would love to see at the top would be Mr. Charles Douglas and Mr. Collier side by side, just showing that they were the ones that actually put the idea together to do this whole venue.
Well, Mr. Douglas actually started this, I believe, in 1920 or somewhere around in there. And
Right.
Mr. Douglas was an African American.
Right. What happened was he went to up to the Grand Opera House with his wife, and they were not allowed to sit in the area and see the performance because they were black. And so he decided he put it to himself as a mission. I'm going to make sure that this doesn't happen to no more of my fans. This is what he did here. He built this. He styled it after the one up there. He made it even better because it had nicer upstairs. Everything else is around it. It's in the heart of downtown Macon, and we've always just had to just deal with it. This was the main script for anybody that was coming to town. A block away you had the bus station, and everybody was coming in from the bus station across the street, and then behind that was actually the train station. And everybody would come in, and you just see people just getting off the bus, dressed up to come to the nightclubs, out to the downtown scene, and they'll get back on the bus and leave. And during that time, the Macon Transit Authority, their office was right here on the corner of Cherry Street and Broadway. So we had all the buses, the city buses. You had to load from here to there. Everything was right here downtown. This is basically the heart of the whole downtown area.
Came to Macon?
Came to Macon.
This is where who came?
James Brown.
He moved to Macon. Well, he lived downtown for a while. Then he bought this house out here in Macon. This is just L Street. And this is where he lived for about 4 or 5 years. Then he moved on back to Augusta. No, actually to New York and then to Augusta.
All right, where am I?
And all this, so
Are you born and raised in Macon?
I was born and raised right here in Macon.
Okay. And what did you do? Where'd you get your start? How'd you learn to play music? All the rest of that stuff.
Well, and I just bought a guitar and from one of the guys that worked with me at Macon Cigar and Tobacco Company. And I learned how to play 2 pieces, which was Love Me Tender by Elvis and the Honky Tonk Bobby. And I put it down, and so my nephew took it over and he started playing music with a local band by the name of the Hotties.
And when did you play with any of the Macon people like Otis Redding?
Well, and I didn't play with Otis, but at the time, see, Johnny Jenkins was my classmate in school. And when he made his own guitar, and he just started playing on his own. And then after that, he was with Hamp Swain at the talent show at the Roxy Theater and Douglas Theater. And that's when Otis got with Johnny and the Pine Toppers and started having talent shows on a Saturday morning. And Otis would walk off with top honor every week. Hamp Swain was the DJ at the time with WWE.
And that was when they had at the Douglas Theater, they had Hamp Swain would hold a party there, a teenage party, right?
Teenagers.
Come down, but that was for African Americans, right? There weren't white people attending there. Do you remember the civil rights movement and all the things that were going on?
Well, at the time I do, because really I was working with a company that I was working with, the tobacco company, and I really didn't know too much about what was going on at the time, because everybody around here, they seemed like they got along well enough, that they, anything came up, they just get together, they work the problems out.
So did you play? Did you play in any bands?
I did not play.
But you still play now? Do you play?
I don't. I'm retired now, so I just.
But I just mean, you still play the guitar just for fun?
No, I got rid of it.
And so, what did you do when you were you only working at the tobacco company?
Tobacco company. I went there April the 1st in 1958, and I left May the 1st in 1997.
All right, so you were there a long time.
I was at 39 years and 17 days.
Oh my goodness, you remember the days too.
39 years and 17 days.
So do you have your family still here making?
Well, and all my sisters and brothers and all us, we right here. In fact, we're pretty near on the same street or next door to one another.
So you like making?
I love making.
And you like the music and making?
Oh, I love music. I love music. I love music.
Yeah. And you remember, do you have any stories you can tell us about growing up and making that might be of interest?
Well, and, when I was growing up, I went to school at Hudson High, and after I got out of school there, I started working at a foundry plant because my daddy got sick, and so he had raised us up to get grown, and so we went to work, to look after our parents, and that's pretty it, I stayed around my parents and all my days, and he was born in January the 1st, 1898. My mother was born May the 1st in 1910. And it's about 6 of our family birthday all on the same different days, but the same day.
Same day. Oh wow.
And the company that I was working for is block and a half down the street here next to Channel 24.
Oh, really?
Fish and Loaves Ministry Food Bank.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, that's great. We just wanted some logo to take a picture